Hey guys, so I am in the process of picking and processing some Swiss chard that I pulled from the garden this morning. And I find that, I have these really nice healthy stems, and I'm always thinking about ways that I can add these back into the garden and benefit the garden in the future. If it looks pretty good, if it's not diseased, if it's not infested with pests like aphids or other bugs, I'm going to cut it up into small pieces, and I will add this to my compost bin. My compost bin is something that I started a couple years ago. It's basically a large storage container where I've added different things to it throughout, the season. I typically have like recycled dirt that I add to that container from various, planters that I have around the yard. I'll add it to that compost bin. And then throughout the season, I will add leaves from plants or stems. I will add that to the compost bin throughout the season. And then especially now in the fall where I'm pulling lots of things out of the garden beds, I try to save as much of the stuff that looks, good and healthy. And I chop it up as best as I can, add it to the compost bin. And what happens is it'll break down with the soil. Some of the beneficial insects will kind of aid in that process, like worms and other bugs that are in there. But all of that stuff will break down, and you'll have a nice nutrient-rich soil or compost that you can add, to my garden beds and my planters for the upcoming season. So I add to it right now. And that way it sort of marinates, it breaks down over the winter. And then when I start planting things out in the spring and summer, I will use what I have in that compost bin to amend some of my garden beds. So wanted to share that for anyone that's looking for ways to repurpose or recycle garden waste. Let me know if that's something that you currently do, and if so, whether you're using a compost bin, do you add it directly to your garden beds? Would love to hear. I'm always looking for different ways to repurpose this type of stuff, so would love to hear what you're doing with your plant waste and how you repurpose it. Until next time, friends, take care.